Charlie Crook, one of our great singer-songwriters here on the Central Coast, and I can't wait to play that song, Going to Casula. We used to drive through there when the Hume Highway used to go through Sydney all the time. I'd always stop at Casula, I don't know why.
I've never been there.
I got mugged 3 or 4 times, it wasn't that bad.
Well, a good mugging, you know you're alive after
It's
that.
17 to 3, 92.5 ABC Central Coast, and it's Smart Arts, our weekly look at the arts and entertainment scene here on the Central Coast, whether it's sculpture or photography or music or theatre. We'll cover anything.
Yes.
And this is a new thing, though. We're doing a live on-air art project. So Judith, you've invited us into an art project, which is very dangerous for me. Yianni's very good, but I do have a concept, though. But let's... we might be able to show some of your work too. We need another fishbowl feature artist, so perhaps we can put up your sort of found objects.
That would be fantastic, thank you.
I guess we could say it's a found object d'art, or whatever the saying is.
Well, they're found objects, but specifically rubbish, and specifically on Avoca Beach.
So if we say your art's rubbish, you're not offended at all?
No, not at all. In fact, my exhibition is titled Rubbish, Rubbish, Rubbish.
Right, now I've got a Sialoom light discarded by the uncaring fishermen on the rocks.
That's
If they keep rubbishing that rock platform, if it's closed off to them, so be it. That's their fault. And I love the fishing, but I'm disgusted by what they do. I mean, it's...
I had to ask what it was.
Well, that's why I actually gave you that, because I have listened to Big Fish.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
And I have found so many of those glow sticks.
I've never used them myself. I don't know what they do with them. I think they stick them on their floats so that they can see their float as it's bobbing around in the dark. But
I've collected
millions.
Hundreds.
That's amazing.
I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. I've got a little canvas.
That's right.
We've got... Well, what have we got in the box of goodies? You've actually given us, as you can hear, a box of goodies. You've given us a little tiny canvas.
That's correct.
That's about, I don't know what the dimensions
10 by 10 centimetres.
10 centimetres wide.
It's a 10, Scotty, already.
I've got a piece of rubbish to turn into art. And it's a Sialoom stick that used to glow in the dark. Sadly, it probably doesn't anymore.
They don't anymore.
And so that's going to go onto my 10 by 10. And what have you got, Yianni? You've got a...
I got a 10 by 10.
You've got a 10 by 10.
Yeah, another 10 by 10.
And your found object d'art.
And open the envelope.
Open the envelope, please.
Drum roll.
Yeah, drum roll. Your piece is a flattened Fanta lid.
Fantastic Fanta lid.
Yours is...
That's the other thing I find an incredible amount of is the bottle tops. And in fact, nearly everything I find is related to people eating and drinking.
So have you worked out a concept yet for yours? Because
I have.
Is it all right if I tell people what my idea is?
Absolutely. And there is another layer to this, unbeknownst to you two. You've been paired off with someone else that has a similar size can. Oh, they're all 10 by 10.
Canvas.
Yeah. But there's someone that I also gave a glow stick to.
All right.
That you and someone that will have a.
Well, I better not say what mine is, or they might.
Oh no, she won't here at the moment. She's at work.
Oh, good.
So are they all famous people like Scott and Yianni?
Well, I would say that you and Scott are the most famous.
Oh my God.
I have put out
We
about
better work hard.
30 canvases. A lot are just my friends and family, people that know what I do already. But some are, for instance, Ian Kiernan, I've sent him one. I'm hoping that he will participate.
Yes, he'll do well. Ian, of course, has a big connection to Gosford with the Lord Howe Island race and that is clean-up work,
Clean up Australia.
That's right. And
I'm an Australia Day ambassador and I agree with that. Clean up Australia.
The size of the canvas, you've obviously done that to make it simple for the...
just to make it uniform for everybody that is participating.
So what medium, other than gluing the Sialoom stick on there?
It's up to your creativity, Scott.
So
I did bring a little one in from a little girl called Isla, who's a big part of what I do.
If you have a look at that one behind you, that is
It's a
bunch of
collage
bottle tops.
that have been turned into a blue bottle, to
Yeah.
a Portuguese man of war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
So with a lot of my work, because I'm a painter as well, so I will do a background, and then depending on what my idea is, then you know, I might glue it on. You might want to print with that, Scott. You could use it as a print.
Oh yes, you could use it to actually
Yes.
put paint on it and then
Yeah.
put the impression of it onto
That's
the
right.
canvas.
But, you know, I would assume that most people would like to glue it on, then that's a record of what I gave you.
Well, see, these things must be harming the marine environment, and it's all about fish. So I'm going to turn mine into a fish.
That's right. I thought you might.
Yes, oh.
Are we limited to subject matter? See, mine's quite out there.
Well,
I'm thinking of making it like a radar on the top of the Adelaide.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's nothing. People may not necessarily want to have a beach theme. I tend to. But it's really just to get that idea of you find something that we could just throw away, but instead we can, you know, reinvent it into something else, which is what all my work is.
I'm thinking because the Adelaide's kind of like rubbish, but it's going to be a benefit, depending on where you come from.
That's right.
Later on for fish and as a reef, and this rubbish that Scotty and I got is going to become a benefit by virtue of it turning into art.
I saw a great...
I love it.
There are a couple of artists, and I can't find anything online to show this fellow's work, but there was another artist who was very concerned about the environment, and he did a series called the Fish Bottle series, which was really interesting.
Is that a local artist?
I can't remember his name
Not
now.
Peter Backer.
I don't know. I saw him at a regional gallery. It was going around a regional gallery, and it was a really interesting idea because he was very concerned about the amount of bottles getting into the environment. So he turned them into these different breeds of fish with bogus scientific Latin names, and then created a whole species of these different ones depending on the shape of the bottle. And gee, that was quite interesting too. So there are certainly some artists who are doing it, and really you're even doing installations in the rocks on the beach in the environment there.
Yeah, well that's my beach critter.
So that's a photographic sort of study.
I make them and then I take them back to the water and, you know, hopefully the titles, you know, reflect what they are. There's something in the water at Avoca Beach. Well, it could be a little creature that I've made or it could be rubbish.
All right, well, we'll get into this now that we've got our brief.
Yes, we've got the brief.
And we've got a couple of works of yours too to display as fishbowl
I will
fish.
need them back for the exhibition if that's
And the
okay.
exhibition will be featured at
the Gosford Regional Gallery,
Lovely.
Studio 1, from the 1st of April.
Well, we'll have to go to the
until
opening.
14th.
of that.
All right, well, we might leave these on display here until then and maybe put a little notice on the fishbowl window to say when it's on as well.
Yeah, I could bring in some more information for you.
Great,
certainly.
if you could do that, that's wonderful.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
Yianni.
involving us. The pressure is on now.
I can bring you in some glue if you
Could you bring me some glue?
I could.
Yeah, thanks
Yes.
for that.
Yeah, he's been
Okay.
complaining
I will do
hasn't
it.
had
I will get
glue.
it done now. It's definitely going to be done before the exhibition.
Okay,
If
thank
it
you.
makes it
Thank
in,
you.
I'll understand if it doesn't make it into the exhibition.
Okay. No, it will.
Don't be
They
negative,
all will.
Scott. Please.
Okay.
You'll get there.
Thank
I'm
you.
your coach.
Good
Thank
stuff.
you.
Thanks for
Thanks,
coming in.
Judith.